About the relationship between money and power. They're very uncomfortable bedfellows because the one normally seeks the other. What is the point of having a lot of money if you have no power? So very quickly rich people start trying to translate that wealth into power. They start cozying up to politicians, they start trying to be politicians. And the opposite is also true. What is the point of having all this power and you're poor? So politicians start trying to monetize their power into wealth. And that is where corruption starts. So the relationship between money and power really is one that, if not managed well, destroys countries. And it's a difficult relationship because the one inevitably leads to the other. And how do you manage that? We face that challenge now. I think as First Lady, the question I always get asked is, how are you going to make sure that your business interests don't conflict with your existing role? What my husband and I have decided is we're going to do declarations. It's not required of me, it's not required of him, but we will declare all of our assets. And in that way, people can know what you own, where it is. I don't want to hide through proxies. And they can see where the wealth that you have has been created and not have to suspect you each time you buy expensive things that you stole it from the people. So declaration of assets, transparency, and communication are key issues in leadership. It's a double-edged sword. I don't necessarily want everybody to know what I own and how much it's worth, but I guess there's a bigger price to leadership at times. But it also comes down to a personal discomfort.
We live in a country where people do not respect the rule of law. You know, if we respected the rule of law, then we would respect our constitution and implement it verbatim. Right? Lee Kuan Yew, he's a man I love so much, and I listened to a number of his speeches, you know. And so he was talking about how he worked hard to get Singapore to where it was. And so when he was coming close to his retirement, he was old, and he was saying, listen, the person coming after me must build upon the things that I have put in place. And he said, and even after I am dead and anybody tries to tear this down, he said, I'm going to rise up from the dead and I'm going to come after you, right? And so what he was expressing was his passion for continuity, you know, his passion to see the country to continue to go on even after he dies. What we lack in Nigeria is continuity, and that is because people do not respect the rule of law and by extension the Constitution. Because the Constitution is the map with which you run a nation, right? So everything is expected to have been covered by the Constitution. And so if the federal respects the Constitution and the local respects the Constitution, you'll find out that everything will be in consonance, right? And things will work correctly, right? And ensure that we also strengthen institutions that will enforce the law. Both the judiciary and the legislature all respect the rule of law. When we come to that point, then Nigeria can actually move forward.